Hi, Joey. Say hi, Joey only.
Hi.
Say hi, Joey only.
Hi, what?
Joey only.
Hi, Joey only?
I'm Frank Adele. You're listening to Comedeorological weather report on every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time. Joey only fights fires. He's a really well-known firefighter in British Columbia. He fights fires. He runs a YouTube channel in a podcast called Caribou Weather Dude, Convenient Plus Meteorology. I'm on Joey Only Show every Thursday night at 11 p.m. Atlantic Standard Time, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Joey Only's a really nice guy. I'm Frank Adele. You're listening to Comedeorological weather report. See you on Thursday night. Say hi, Joey Only.
Hi, Joey only.
Okay, guys, let's do a super tornado.
I'm gonna do a harmony. No, it's Frankie. Frankie, it's the tornado siren. I can't keep up to him, boys. He's too good. She's breaking up. I can't hold her. Holy
McDonald.
I'm Bubbles.
Here is a talking Frank Adele bobblehead commercial. When you press this button, the bobblehead bobbles it around. When you press this button, it'll say,
This is Frank McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. This snowstorm is heading towards Nova Scotia on Wednesday, April 5th, and bringing pound of snow. That can cause very dangerous, treacherous driving conditions. For your location, or your tiny school, don't wait till last minute. Do your grocery shopping, don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. Please prepare for it. Massive earthquake in the future. Don't get caught in the storm these days. Be prepared.
Be prepared! Here's a box of Frankie McDonald bobblehead. Get your talking Frankie McDonald bobblehead today on National Bobbleheads Hall of Fame.
This is for your please prepare for it. Massive earthquake in the future. Don't get caught in the storm these days. Be prepared.
This is Frank McDonald, my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia's getting a powerful storm on Friday, November the 1st, 2013. Nova Scotia's getting a powerful storm. It's gonna bring a lot of wind and a lot of rain. In Nova Scotia, especially in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Sydney, Nova Scotia, because a lot of rain. It's gonna fall silently because the wind will be very strong in Nova Scotia. It's gonna be howling winds and heavy rain in Nova Scotia on Friday, November 1st, 2013, because the upper system is getting pretty intense. It's gonna intensify further. That's gonna cause real high winds and heavy rain from Nova Scotia.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, whether it's cold, whether it's hot, Frankie's got the weather, whether or not. There it is.
Good morning, Prince George, and good afternoon, Winnipeg. You are tuned in now, right now, to the Comedeorological Report. Comedy plus meteorology equals Comedeorology. It's your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. The weather is funny business, and we're here to be somewhat funny about it if we could. My name is Joey Only. I live here in the mountains of Wells, British Columbia. Oh, yes. You can see the video version of this show on my YouTube channel, where we also stream live the Zoom call when we first do the Zoom call. So 2 versions of the show go up on my YouTube, the final version and the live stream at 6:45 every Thursday night here on my channel, 6:45 Pacific time, that is. So the show is recorded on the 24th, Thursday the 24th, and you are hearing us in Prince George on the morning of Saturday the 26th on CFR 88.7 FM, and you're hearing us in Winnipeg noon on Monday on the 28th. I think that's correct. Yes. Okay, so I have the team with me, of course, and of course the team revolves around the man himself, the superstar of weather, and we'll get to him right away. We also got Gabriel Berardo, our friend down in Southern Ontario. It's been a few weeks since he's been back. He's amped up about the Maple Leafs big win last night. So am I. And he's got some weather coming there next week, too, we're going to get talking about. As always, we got Brandon Houck down in Brooks, Alberta. He's the radio man there at 105.7 FM, Real Country Radio. And I think we got Pete Galenko showing up from Colorado as well right now. But the number one person of the hour is the man with 281,000 YouTube subscribers, Frankie McDonald.
Frankie!
How you doing this week so far, Frankie?
I'm doing great so far. Supposed to get a lot of rain and wind in Nova Scotia on Saturday. Then it's going to end on Saturday evening overnight. And there's a bigger storm heading for Nova Scotia on Wednesday and Thursday. It's going to affect the entire eastern North America, including Texas, where Trey Campbell is, and even northeastern Mexico. It's going to affect Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, PEI, New Brunswick, Gaspé, Quebec, and Monica Beaulieu's hometown, Bonaventure, Quebec. Well, I hope Monica's prepared for that, including Per Se, Quebec, including Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, and Massachusetts. Framingham, Massachusetts, home to Michael P. Mahone, a.k.a. Mike the K-Man, and Boston, Massachusetts. It's going to bring a lot of rain and wind in Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, D.C., Maryland, Richmond, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and northeastern Mexico. Is going to bring a lot of rain and wind in Kentucky, Tennessee, Ohio, and those places, including parts of Illinois and Erie, Pennsylvania, and all these places. It's going to bring high winds and heavy rain because the center of low pressure system is going to be around somewhere in Ontario. In northern Ontario, it's going to bring high winds and heavy rain all across the entire eastern North America. And it's going to bring really, really cold temperatures in Pacific Northwest, including Vancouver, Victoria, sometime late next week, including rain all the way down Los Angeles and cold air all the way down Los Angeles, San Diego, Las Vegas. It's going to might even get snow in Las Vegas, Reno, Nevada, Carson City, including places like in Utah, Colorado, and all those. And New Mexico's getting snow tonight. It's going to bring 6 to 12 inches of snow in New Mexico. And down in Australia, New Zealand, getting warm air and hot air fighting each other in southern Australia. And the temperature is above 40 degrees Celsius in northern Australia so far. New Zealand's going to get a really bad cyclone season. It's still warm air, cold air fighting each other in New Zealand. New Zealand will be getting a heat wave soon. Including South Africa's getting hotter. Lots of monsoon rains in Uganda, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Zambia, and all these places. There's a lot of rain and wind all across South America and thunderstorms. And Rio de Janeiro is going to be in a rainy season. It's going to bring lots of sandstorms in northern Chile as well. And there's a lot of wind and rain going on in New York, like England, and those places. In Norway, Finland, Sweden, it's getting colder up there too. It's snowing in Stockholm, Austria, Finland, and places like this. In Czech Republic, it was snowing like this. In Paris, France even had snow, including parts of Italy, Switzerland, and places like this. Oh my God, in Japan. In Japan, it's going to get lots of cold weather and snow in Sapporo, Hakodate, Japan, those places, including South Korea, North Korea, Russia, and Siberia is getting much colder all the time, including China. It's getting colder in China, bringing snow there too. And Indonesia, in the rainy season, is going to bring so much monsoon rains in Indonesia. Monsoon season has came to an end in India.
Frankie, are there any cyclones, typhoons, hurricanes, or ghosts going on?
Here comes the story of the hurricane.
There's a possible typhoon hitting for Philippines sometime in December. And did you hear about that? Antarctica is daylight 24 hours a day right now. The next sunset in Antarctica is January 23rd.
What's the weather doing up in outer space this week, Frankie?
Oh my God, the aliens are here.
What's that noise?
Sounds like a flying saucer is coming.
There's dozens of aliens coming from planet Sedna, Eris, Ceres, and Quawar.
Lots of asteroids up in the sky. The asteroid was spotted somewhere in Western Canada.
Yeah, I think there's one that was seen in Ontario, actually.
Yeah.
Frankie, who's got the worst weather in the world?
Somewhere in the eastern United States and things like this. Bring lots of thunderstorms all across southeastern United States. And bring lots of rain in Texas and those places in Houston, Texas. And they're bringing really bad cyclones and storms off the coast of Japan.
What videos did you make this week, Frankie?
This is Frankie McDonald's, my own TV station, live from Sydney, Nova Scotia. Massive storm is headed towards Nova Scotia on Saturday, November 26th, 2022. It's going to bring up to 50 plus millimeters of rain, especially in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Cape Breton, Nova Scotia, including Sydney, Nova Scotia, and the Cape Breton Highlands National Park. It's going to bring wind-driven rain, sideways rain. It's going to bring so much rain. There'll be big old waves crashing on beaches and shores in Nova Scotia. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Prince Edward Island, including Charlottetown, Summerside. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Moncton, New Brunswick, St. John, Fredericton. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Bathurst, Campbellton, Gaspé, Quebec, Bonaventure, Quebec, Mariah, Quebec. Bonaventure, Quebec, New Richmond, Quebec, Chandler, Quebec. It's going to bring so much wind and rain in Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, including Boston, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York City, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Houston, Texas, Louisville, Kentucky, Nashville, Tennessee, Vermont, New Hampshire, Montreal, Quebec. It's going to bring damage and winds that can not go power. It's even going to hit Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas. It's going to bring so much stormy conditions to Nova Scotia. People in Nova Scotia, be prepared. Have your rowboat ready for ankle ready for ankles ready. When it goes tight, way regular, ready rowboats, ready ankles, keep it dry. When you go for a walk, don't walk too far. Stay away from the beaches and don't go near shores. Make sure your medical kits, emergency kits, flashlights, candles, crank up radio, extra batteries, generators, battery operated lanterns, and bottled water ready as well. It's also going to hit Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, because winds are going to be so strong in Great Lakes region, including Toronto, Ontario, Detroit, Michigan, and Albany, New York, Buffalo, New York, and the surrounding areas as well. Winds are going to be so strong in Nova Scotia, they may not go power. If you have anybody live in Nova Scotia, be prepared for a massive storm on Saturday, November 26th, 2022. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in a massive storm.
Where are you at right now, Frankie?
Out by the A&W on Christian. Here it is.
Oh, you already said that. You're always at the A&W. You get some food?
I like their food. I just tried Filthy Phillies last night. I like their triple cheeseburger smash burger with lots of bacon.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I got a smash burgers from Freddy's the other day. There's a song called Freddy that I like. I was listening to that. Oh, just smash burgers.
Where are you, Pete? To ask the same question.
I'm in Canonsburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, you're home. No, you're not home, but you're at one of your relatives.
For a lot of my family in this area, not originally from Canonsburg, though, sort of around this area. And it was a lot colder yesterday. It's in the 40s right now.
It just dawned on me. Happy it's Thanksgiving now.
Thanksgiving, yeah. Oh,
Great.
I ate so good. And I took a big nap. Oh, I feel so sleepy after lunch.
And yeah,
Gerardo in Southern Ontario.
Hello. Yes, I would also like to thank Frankie for the birthday shout outs. He did like 3 of them. Birthday was this past Monday. And I was, of course, working, right? And I was, of course, I was working, everything like that. I got a lot of birthday shout outs when I was at work. But Frankie made like 1 video, 2 video, 3 freaking, sorry for swearing.
One of them, King Gabriel.
Videos of me. 3 videos of me, sent them at like 5 a.m. I woke up and I was like, oh wow, look, Frankie was the first person happy birthday. Before my family did, Frankie was the first person to say happy birthday. Thank you so much, Frankie, for the birthday shoutouts, and of course, I posted my favorite.
Of course, I also wish Brandon a happy birthday as well.
Yeah,
I
Brandon,
totally
happy birthday.
forgot that it was Gabriel's 19th birthday, and then last weekend on Saturday was Brandon Houck's 19th birthday as well. So happy birthday to Brandon and Gabriel. Happy 30th birthday, Gabriel. Happy 19th birthday, Brandon.
Hey everyone, there's a total solar eclipse headed right for Sydney, Nova Scotia on Monday, April 8th, 2024. All you guys are coming down to Sydney, Nova Scotia on Friday, April 5th, 2024 because total solar eclipse is taking place in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada on Monday, April 8th, 2024. I'm Frankie Dowd.
I'm going to be there if I have to hop a train and sleep in a grainer.
I'll be there by any means as well.
Including St. John's, Snowplow, on Friday, November 1st, 2012. The storm will also affect Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and Prince Edward Island. It's going to be a long rain. Do your grocery shopping. Don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. People living in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and Prince Edward Island. Especially living in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Sydney, Nova Scotia, and St. John's, Newfoundland. Because a lot of rain. It's going to hit Nova Scotia very strongly. With a bounce out over 100 miles per hour, especially on the coast.
Brendan Howe down in Brooks, Alberta. He's the weatherman. We were talking about weather before the show, and that gave you a good kind of run through to prepare yourself for what you're maybe going to say now. So, going to get really cold next week, and I think probably even a little worse for you than us here, but I'm seeing some minus 31 possibilities for us exactly 1 week from today.
Yeah, so we've had some pretty nice weather for the last week here. Temperatures actually getting above the average mark. We've had a few Chinooks roll through and a little bit of snow melt as well from all the we've had at least 40 plus centimeters of snow so far this month here. So it's been a fairly snowy month here in southern portions of Alberta, and that is starting to melt away now. But things are going to drastically change, especially as we go into next week here. Now, we have a couple of Pacific systems up and down the coastal sections of British Columbia, and we have one moving through now with some heavier pockets of rain moving, from Tofino up towards Terrace, BC, especially around Terrace, BC. We've had at least 50 to 90 plus millimeters of rain. So that same system, that Arctic front, is going to be pushing its way through. We've even had some freezing rain early this morning with the warm front that went through areas north of Edmonton into Fort McMurray this morning. So that was the warm front that brought the freezing rain there. And the warmest places in the province, both Rocky Mountain House and Carway, both getting up to 15 degrees today. So it's a very, as they say, very balmy with those westerly winds, especially along the foothills. Some areas seeing those gusts anywhere from 90 to 100 kilometers an hour with the cross barrier effect. You get the low level jet moving through, and then you add the mountaintop rush there, and you get the downslope and winds, and whoosh, look out. You got the warm Chinook winds. And that's why we call them snow eaters, the Chinooks that we get here in Alberta, because it likes to eat all the snow away. And that's what it's been doing for the last couple of days. Now, we're going to do this again for tomorrow for at least one more day. Nice westerly flow. We have a chance of freezing rain north of the Edmonton area, especially through the day on Friday. Snow is going to move its way down the foothills, and we have a potential for up to 10 plus centimeters of snow in the Lake Louise area, right along, I'd say, Highway 1, Highway 3, the Rogers Pass, the Kootenay Pass could see 15 to 25 centimeters of snow into Friday as the system dives to the south. And then as we progress our way through Saturday, we're going to continue to see this next system moving in out of British Columbia. And that is going to produce some snow and dropping temperatures as we go into Sunday, kind of late day Sunday here. I'm going to get a pretty good blast of snow. Winds are going to be roaring with this thing, especially on the backside of the low. Could be dealing with wind gusts anywhere from 60 to 70 kilometers an hour. And this snow is going to be blown around, reducing the visibility as we go through Monday. And some areas will see pretty close to near blizzard conditions with this thing as it moves its way through. Temperatures falling to the minus teens for daytime highs. And then as we progress our way through Monday on into Tuesday, we'll continue to see the snow kind of linger, kind of go to snow showers, and we stay in the minus teens for a couple of days before the next storm system moves in on Wednesday of next week. And this system is going to be producing probably some significant snow to parts of Vancouver Island and the lower mainland of BC there, with enough cold air wrapping in on the backside of this thing. So we'll watch that, and this could be a pretty good snow potential for the BC interior as well as we go Tuesday into Wednesday, and then we get a good blast of snow into the province.
LA. That could bring lots of rain to LA, California.
Oh yes, we could be dealing with some good atmospheric rivers moving down the coast of California over the next couple of into next week. So that will be good because they definitely do need more rain, the better for portions of California there. Now, as we go into Thursday of next week, Arctic high dives in from the north, and we could be dealing with those overnight lows approaching minus 30, anywhere from minus 30 to minus 36 here in the province of Alberta. Wind chills feeling like the minus 40s, especially Thursday into Friday next week. It is going to get absolutely brutal out here across the province of Alberta and even into BC as well. We're going to be dealing with some very cold temperatures, noticing the European also diving things down to the low minus 30s in the Prince George area, and even pops the minus 36 for Williams Lake there. So we'll be watching that very closely for BC, but I think more so for Alberta with the Arctic high that will be situated right over top of us for the beginning towards the end of next week here. So it is going to get, the polar vortex is on the way, and it is going to get absolutely brutal here in the West. Nostril freezing. I can't feel my fingers, and I can't feel my hair. That kind of cold.
Well, you mean like the cold like Eureka Nunavut's has since forever?
Oh,
Minus 42.7 right now. So it's 7:15 at night on Thursday night. We're recording the show. It's minus 42.7 in Eureka, and it's 14.1 in Rocky Mountain House, Alberta. So you got
was the last sunset forever up and Google took Nunavut and Nome, Alaska, and all these places. The next sunrise up there will be January 23rd of next year.
right. Yes, January 23rd. And then it changes fast when it starts changing. In British Columbia, 11 degrees is the warmest place. So we're not too far behind Alberta, but still that 14 degrees sounds lovely. Yeah, 11 degrees in Lytton and minus 7.7 all the way up at the top at Fort Nelson. So that isn't what I would call extremely cold for the north. And then I'll just show you this. Prince George, you want to know about your forecast. You always do. And Saturday, risk of showers. And then chance of flurries, 60% chance of flurries, minus 5 on Saturday night. And you're going to miss that because on Sunday it's minus 3 daytime high. And you're going to be like, wow, this isn't too bad yet. It's sunny. And then minus 16 at night. And then it's not going to get any warmer on Monday during the day, minus 13, minus 21 with flurries at night, minus 15 high with 60% chance of flurries Tuesday and Thursday. And high of minus 17 on Wednesday. Does anyone have questions for Brandon Hauk about, well, first of all, what did you do for your birthday there, Big Brandon? Your 19th birthday.
Oh, my 19th birthday. Well, I worked. I had a couple beer. Then I went to work, the hockey game. I wasn't drunk. No, I was okay. I still put on a show, even though I made a few mistakes on the board there that night, but that's okay. That's how it goes around here sometimes. And
You know, that's weird because I also had my 19th birthday and I was working too. But though I did not get drunk, and I of course, you know, I did not broadcast or anything like that. I actually, of course, went on a live with Frankie, I think, on that night, which was also fun. Brandon was there, I think. No, hold up. No, okay, sorry about that. Who was on live, Frankie? Joe was on live. Joe Stover, yeah, he was on live with us. Popped in for like a minute, and then he left, vanished.
You know, 19th birthday, we're very proud of you for staying sober, while you're at the strip club.
Both of us.
No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. Brandon Hauk. Well, I guess Gabriel Berardo, what did you do for you besides, did you do anything at all special for your 19th birthday?
Well, I mean, hey, we had a birthday, cake and everything like that, so that was pretty fun. And we also had a big party on that weekend, so that was also pretty fun too. But nothing really much. Honestly, I got a few good presents. As you guys can see, the lighting is a lot better, right? I got a nice little ring light.
You got a light?
Ring light. So if you actually look at my glass, you can see the ring light over here. Really works. It has a lot of modes. It has a lot of modes, as you can see. And it has a little
cool
thing over here. And I can change the color and all that stuff. And I'm just still just kind of working on it and everything like that. I'm still, learning on how to use this thing in the different modes. But I mean, it's pretty, it's just really useful for the, shows and everything like that, right? So I could see you guys, and I could actually have a lot better lighting instead of using
what I got going on here is this thing here is actually like that's a real deal professional stage light that you would see like at a concert or something like that. It's a
Mhm.
spotlight. I've got several that Dave Jeffrey gave to me from no longer in use because he's got
Mhm.
halogen ones now at the Wells Theater, the Sunset Theater up the street. So he's given me some of these lights, but also, and take me a second to get them. I got new lights from Norma at the general store today that I haven't even
Mhm.
tried out yet. Actually,
I usually
let's,
stay
let's
for
just
the
talk to
full
you quickly
hour.
then, Pete. Let's talk to you quickly then, because that's fair. That's very fair. It's Thanksgiving and you've traveled. Just tell us about your Thanksgiving travels. Tell us about what the weather's like there. Tell us about what it's like to be with family again. And
Oh, weather's in the mid 40s. My family is chilling. Food earlier was good. I had turkey. I had literally like raw steak, which is how it. I'll post the pictures on my Twitter and stuff. And oh, what else? Green beans and mashed potatoes. I saw my grandmother. She turned 90 a while ago, and she's still kicking and chilling. Took a lovely nap in the afternoon. Travels here were good. I got, believe it or not, Southwest gave me a $100 voucher. Their flight was delayed, and they gave me a $100 voucher. Never in my life have I had a travel experience where they give me money for a delay. I was like, y'all gotta be joking, but nope, they did.
Brandon has a question for you.
So, Pete, you had raw steak or rare steak? Really rare.
Oh, it was pretty much raw. It was like
Raw.
charred a little bit on the outside, but the rest was like there's pictures on my timeline. It was beyond rare.
Oh boy.
That's why I don't mind it like that though.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. Thanks for coming on and reminding us that somewhere other than here, there's a holiday and people are having a great time.
Eating, chilling, and relaxing, and I'm gonna do some more chilling, relaxing. Nice seeing all y'all lovely people. Happy birthday, Brandon, and yeah, I'm gonna relax some more and enjoy my time off from the heathens of Colorado. What y'all got? Canadian holidays coming on soon.
No, not really. Just the bitter cold. That's all we have to look forward to.
Big boy Nova Scotia. Big, big. Every rubber who's ready, every rainbow, ready, every rain. Straight because a lot of rain will also affect who runs it and brings it out as well. Because a lot of rain heading through Nova Scotia. Gonna bring big waves down on the coast of Nova Scotia as well.
So, Gabriel Berardo, we were talking to you, and you told us one thing you got for your birthday. You alluded to the fact it might be more than one thing, and we also got bad weather coming to Ontario next week.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So of course, you guys are getting that cold Arctic weather. Well, of course, watching this ridge building up, warmer weather. Hopefully, heading into this weekend, heading into next week, watching a pretty significant storm system moving up its way. The track is still. We have to, of course, watch the track of this, right? So we could have some rain and some really, really, really strong winds, like a major windstorm, maybe into next Wednesday, heading into next Thursday. It's hard to stay at exactly this point, as it is about like 5 to 6 days out. So and we're watching it. It will be a strong low. Models are showing this, and they have actually been trending like this for the last few like days or so, and everything like that. Like we could have a 980 millibar, and even into the 970s, close to the 960s maybe. Although it's a little bit hard to say right now at this exact point. But though, I mean, hey, this is what could of course happen, right? So we could actually see a nice stretch of warm weather moving up, rain, and even maybe some storms, just like of course Brandon was saying earlier.
Yeah, pre-show. He said
whatever
thunderstorm
happened.
potential.
Maybe, but then that, and if of course that would happen, we would have like really, 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 really strong, winds with that also too, right? Whenever you have storms, you have the mixing with the winds in the upper levels kind of mixing with the surface winds, that would of course create a massive hurricane force line of storms. We've actually seen this back in 2020 in the same exact month.
Yep, exactly.
Winds in the city
And
120,
when
140 kilometers per, so I mean, like, we're just really watching this. I mean, it's still like a little bit far out.
even last winter, we saw that there was very strong tornado outbreaks and whatnot in central and northern United States in December,
Yes.
and that a lot of that's because you get this humongous blob of cold air sitting somewhere. In this case, Alberta, British Columbia, Saskatchewan last year, and that's funneling down and fueling some of those thunderstorms. So when you get that frontal line of storms coming through, and Brandon will tell you this too, you get that frontal line coming through sometimes, and it just hammers and all hell breaks loose, and then behind it's snow and all kinds of misery, right? So there's like that sort of second tornadoes almost in the States at this time of year. Southern Ontario can get some pretty violent weather, and I mean, look what happened in Buffalo last week. And we haven't even talked about that. We haven't even talked about that yet. In fact, do you have any local intel on the Buffalo situation there, Gabriel?
Oh yeah. Well, of course, they got like 77 inches of snowfall, and I get hyped up when there's like 25 or even 30 centimeters, fallen, which is about like 12. What is it, like 12 or so inches is about 30 centimeters snow. So I mean, that was that was a huge, lake effect snowfall, similar to the 2014 snowfall. Some actually, say that this was, like a whole lot worse. And look, could you imagine that falling in the city of Toronto? That would close the whole city would be closed. And I don't mean the whole city.
In 1999, and I was there.
Yeah,
that's what happened. And 77 inches, just to give you an idea, that's longer than my extension cord for my new fancy light.
That is,
we got today. 2 of them. So if I plug them in and put them where my eyeballs are, I could look really stupid.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's about my height. I actually think it's a little bit taller than me. Like what? Like, is 77 inches what in feet? Could somebody look that up? Maybe 77 inches in feet, or I don't know if you have
77 inches divided by 12. So that's like 6.
Well, I mean, I'm not good at math, but oh yeah. Okay, so I'm like 5'3". So I mean, like me in that snow, I'll probably be drowning. I don't think I'm making it to work the next day. I don't think the work will be open next day. I don't think that anything would be open next day if that happened. You know what? Like, that would be nuts.
Buffalo snowstorms mighty bad because the Lake Superior because the lake area is so warm. Winds come from the southwest. The air is so cold. Bring a lot of snow. Buffalo mighty bad there. So much snow in southern part of Buffalo. About over 50 inches of snow. Just like somewhere in Japan, you can get over 100 to 200 inches of snow. Japan somewhere.
What's the temperature right now in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Frankie?
Right now, it's like -1 degrees before wind chill. It's much colder than that after the wind chill.
And it's probably damp air too because you're near the ocean, which makes it feel even worse.
I need to hear about that up in Ontario. They're bringing a lot of lake effect snow in Ontario because it's so cold. The air is so cold and lakes are still warm, triggering a lot of lake effect snow in Ontario and those places in Florida. And Hurricane Fiona was the worst storm ever in my life in Nova Scotia. I had no power for a week. Hurricane Fiona was the worst storm ever. The most likely named storms to be retired in 2022 Atlantic hurricane seasons are Fiona and Ian.
Were you scared, Frankie, or were you prepared?
I was prepared.
Being prepared.
And my house was safe from hurricane. Some of those other houses got damaged and even destroyed on the coastal areas of Nova Scotia. It was mighty bad. A bunch of tree branches and telephone poles are down. Trees are down. Uprooted trees. It was really bad. Brought over so much rain. West of the storm track in eastern mainland Nova Scotia had so much flood and rain and things like this. I had no power for a week. I had to go eat out for the whole week. I had to go to restaurants and things like this. And I had to get Chinese food, and pizza and things like this because no power, can't cook the food because Hurricane Fiona was the worst storm ever in my life.
Yeah, I can't imagine the suffering having to eat out. every night at a different restaurant.
Free Wi-Fi for internet access because Hurricane Fiona, I had to go to the Joan Harris Cruise Pavilion or the bar or local bar to charge my phone because I had no power from Fiona. It was mighty bad. And did you hear about that? And Japan
Pretty
has
bad when you have to go to a bar.
Tomorrow's Black Friday in the States. Stores are going to be so busy in the States.
So that's a whole other kind of natural disaster that's going to be starting. That's the disaster of humans fighting over commodities.
Toilet paper.
I mean, we are so lucky these days. Brendan Hauk, exactly how bad was the Buffalo snowstorm?
Yes, the Buffalo snowstorm was a crippling event, crippling kind of snowstorm with over at least 100 to 200 centimeters of snow. And it was so bad that the Buffalo Bills, they were supposed to play football that weekend in their stadium. And with over 77 inches of snow, they couldn't do that. So they had to fly to Detroit to play their football game against the Browns, which they won last Sunday there. So that was quite a story. And seeing all these stories of how everybody's digging themselves out, helping each other out to get them unstuck and stuff, that was absolutely incredible to see over this last week, especially in the Buffalo area as well. So pretty incredible stories coming out of that storm, but definitely one for the history books.
Here's some different pictures we got of people. Here's this guy. He's digging above his head. Pretty sure that the exact shape of his mouth is just after you have finished that F sound. So he's in the middle of saying something there. I don't know what it is. And then there's this guy. He's got a thing that he's on, like a little quad, and he's looking at the snow. And what he's saying, you can kind of see his mouth. He's got his bottom lip, like he's just about to say something that starts with an F.
Yeah.
Can't really be sure, but I'm just reading lips here in these pictures of people from Buffalo, New York. Here's this guy. He's shoveling a snow pile that it looks like Wells, BC, all the time. I don't feel sorry for him at all. Okay, so who else we got here? He's got a snowblower and he's shooting snow. Says in the headline, 2 dead after shoveling heavy snow. People dying from shoveling. This is so much snow that it's actually killing people. You're listening to you're listening to the Comedeorological Report on C for 88.7 FM. You're listening to the Comedeorological Report on CKUW 95.9 FM. A snowstorm so bad that people died shoveling. So here's this guy in the photo, and he's kind of rolling his eyes, and I can kind of read minds when people are making faces. Like, you can kind of understand a facial gesture like that. And you can almost tell that he's about to say something that starts maybe with an F, like just looking at the expression on his face. So
that's nuts.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Something in common. All these people in New York, they seem to be looking like they're in the middle of saying a word that starts with an F. Here's this guy. He's again, the snow on his car. I mean, that looks like an average week in Wells. So suck it up, Buttercup, is what I say to that. 3 dead, it says in this picture. So more people dying from shoveling. So I guess when you don't shovel very often, because it's not like Buffalo's an incredibly snowy place. It's a place that gets massive snows once in a while, and then it's pretty moderate winter for the most part, most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Just these extreme lake effect snow events, right? So these people aren't hardened, battling veterans of the snow wars. They're people who are just occasionally have it thrust upon them. Here's this guy. He's fully swearing, and these are some really unhappy people in these pictures.
Unhappy.
Except for this kid, he's also swearing, but that's just because she's from Buffalo and children are nasty there. Well, if you watch Buffalo Sabres games, you might think so.
Order your pizzas and order your Chinese food. Buy cases of Pepsi and buy cases of Coke, because the store's going to be very powerful. Just in case the power goes on, if your iPad's charged, if your iPod's charged, if your cell phone's charged, if your laptop's charged, if your tablet's charged, if your 3G, 4G internet's ready.
So I found
well,
these
look.
on the Snowplow contest naming in Arizona here. Here are the top 3 winners here, and then we'll go through the 12 finalists as well. Some of these Snowplow names are probably absolutely brilliant.
And an honorable mention to what's a snowplow?
What's the Snowplow? So we got the first place was
A
Alice.
snow plow that can plow snow on streets and sidewalks. They get sidewalk plows to plow sidewalks and things like this in the winter months. And in White Want, they had to get special permission from the government to dump the snow in the Halifax Harbor because Halifax had 95 centimeters of snow one day. White Want, February 19, 2004.
Yeah, Frankie, the gag kind of is that people in Arizona have never seen a snowplow.
Really? Like, are you serious? Like, they don't know what snowplow is?
Probably. They don't know what they think Canadians live in igloos.
Oh yeah, I think that like they live in like what, like some sort of like flat land or something like that, like the desert.
No, they live in a desert.
I don't know.
Arizona's
Yeah.
not flat. It's got like a Grand Canyon. Okay, so
Oh
I mean,
man, they live in
careful who you call
sand,
flat.
Sand, hot every single day.
It's not like where Brandon lives, where you can go to the second floor of your house and for several days watch your wife run away.
Did you watch camels run away with of course Jesus there and Mary too, and you're eating bread and wine there, freaking
I don't think
desert surface.
Yeah, that goes on in Arizona all the time. I was just hearing, I was just watching, and Brandon's going to share with us in a second, but I was just watching Sheriff Joe Arpaio and Steven Seagal took down this guy for being an alleged chicken fighter, which he wasn't. Steven Seagal being basically a civilian driving a SWAT team tank through the guy's fence and killing the guy's dog. And the video on YouTube, it's called something like Steven Seagal is a monster. Look it up. Brandon Hauk, that's my talk for Arizona. What are you saying?
Yes, so I found the top 12 finalists for snowplow names, and these are pretty good snowplow names. So first place was
Snowplow face.
Alice Scooper. That's a good name. Snow Gario, something like that. Frost Responder.
I'm getting better.
Frost Responder.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just going into 12 list here. Here we go. It's loading. There we go. So Blizzard of Arizona, Chili Pepper, the Ice Baby.
Oh.
Okay. That one's not.
Prickly Plow.
What kind of people live in Arizona?
Dublin Sunshine, Flake 48. That's a
okay. I like that one.
That one sounds like a good snowplow name. Yeah.
There we go. Mount Humphreys.
Flake State.
Optimus Brine. Oh, that's a good one too. Oh yeah.
What's a brine? Oh, for the salt they put on the.
Yeah,
the
pretty much salt. Yeah.
That's not that bad actually.
No, it's terrible.
Snow Cotillo. Great names.
What does that mean? No Cotillo.
Snow Cotillo.
Oh.
It's like,
what does that mean?
I don't know.
I think these are terrible names. This is the best that people in Arizona can do.
Plow was my favorite one. Yeah.
Well, were they like naming the plows like they were naming like snowplow names, kind of, right? Like they were
like Snowplow, Mr. Plow, Plow.
Those are horrible names, man. I have to think of
those are Simpsons names.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Plow.
Come on, that's from Simpsons.
I could. Like, I mean, look, I don't know, I don't know a name for a snowplow.
That name again is Mr. Plow.
Mr. Plow is a loser, and I think he is a boozer.
Yeah, I can't really honestly think of one. I mean, like as much words that I could rap and as much rhymes I could think of, I can't think of a good name for a damn snowplow. Like, man, are you kidding me?
Because we can't think of better names does not mean that those names aren't stupid.
No, yeah, true. Just like their hockey team.
The Yodis.
Turkey, turkey, thee, and turkey, turkey, gecko. I wish turkey only costed a nickel. I love Thanksgiving.
Real.
We're gonna find better snowplow names.
And a new snowplow name is Dr. Plow.
I like that one.
Dr. Plow. Yes, Frankie. Okay, here's this. We got here. This is from USA Today. Scotland snowplows. which they
Oh,
call
yes.
gritters there. But look at some of these great names they have down here. We can kind of skip through a bunch of the gritty mix stuff because I don't even gritalic. We don't use the word grit, so we don't care. But look at Mr. Plow made the list. Who says it's a bad name? Okay, we got Snow Destroyer, Snow Dozer,
Joe Stover,
Snow
Snow Dozer.
Trooper, Snow Be Gone Kenobi, Sprinkle Bell.
Oh.
Oh, that takes you down a notch there, Scott.
Those
But
aren't bad.
Snow Buster, Snow Solution. Yeah, man.
Snow Buster.
Friggin' light.
That's quite a
Ice
strange name for a
Destroyer, like-
snowplow.
These are tough people over there. Like they will stab you at the bar. You know, I'm talking Scotland, right? Like
Ooh. Hood of the Snow Buster.
Darth Spreader. Like they don't have stupid names. Like I don't know, whatever some of those Arizona names were. They're just
Yeah, like Optimus Prime, whatever the hell that is.
Who's shoveling sunshine? Come on.
Yeah, come on. What's shoveling sunshine? That sounds like a freaking daycare name. It sounds like a daycare name. It would go like, bro, like a daycare name for like kids shoveling sunshine. Like it sounds like
one good one so far of all the United States that I can find. Frosty the Snow Slayer. That's right on.
that. That's like a nice.
I like anytime the word
name
Slayer is involved. Bad
Snowplow.
snowplow name, Jennifer Snowpez. Totally bad, but totally good. Thumbs up to the Big Leplowski.
This one here is called the Plow DeLorean.
And Alice Cooper. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I like Alice Cooper, man. And Snow Pro Winfrey, double thumbs down. Frankie, did you ever name your snowman when you made a snowman?
The good name of the snowman, they will call it the Snow Giant.
Yes.
I like it.
The Snow Giant.
Just in case the power goes off, have your extra batteries ready. Have your treat. Have your flashlights ready. Have your candles ready. Have your crack ready. When it goes time, where you're wrong, to where you're right, to where you're right. And don't open up your umbrella, or your umbrella can get broken or real strong. It's Nova Scotia.
Speaking of snowplows, Imogen Bailey is suddenly amongst us for the last 12 minutes of the recording session.
Enough to have it register as meat rain.
Good evening, Franklin. How are you?
Angie TV of Montreal.
Yes, Angie TV in Montreal. Angie is awesome.
Right on. So Imogen's on the beat. She's out busting bad guys. So she's either at boxing matches. They won't let her fight, and they're wise to. She just takes pictures because they don't want anyone to get actually hurt. And now she's on the beat. She's investigating murders in Victoria. Imogen Cookie Bailey, how's the weather there?
Clear. It is a clear and starry night. It has been a clear and sunny day. Suspiciously warm for November. I'm sure there's some weather phenomena that would make sense of it. But right now it is a clear and starry night. So, yeah, and yes, I am in security tonight. I'm not going to give my exact location. Those who know.
Meowie says hi to you too, Imogen.
Hi, Meowie. Yeah.
He just came by when he heard your voice.
Awesome. I scared a cat. Yeah, I've only got a minute, but I figured I'd bounce in and say hello. I'm actually, highlight of my night is they're actually ordered me a brand new stab vest, so I'm pretty stoked about that.
Right on.
Oh, well, look. Okay,
well, you gotta protect that body.
Damn right I do.
Yes.
I don't think it's quite good enough to have abs of steel. No.
Yeah.
Actually,
just like I do. Just like I do.
You got abs of aluminum. Bones of jello.
Yeah, actually, you are right though. You are right though. You're all right though. You're not wrong. So you know what? Like I gotta be straight up honest with everybody.
I have a giant mouth.
I thought you were gonna say something else there, but we could continue.
So yeah, clear and starry night. It's been clear, sunny days, blue skies as far as the eye can see. And as you may be able to tell from the background here, I went into relatively quiet area where I can hear y'all. It's a Christmas hellscape where I am at the moment. I am hating this. It's lit up trees with Christmas lights.
Can you tell us anything about the investigations tonight?
I have dealt with several crackheads. There are several ongoing investigations. There's police presence every other few minutes. There is I want to say that I can't because of non-disclosure. There's a lot of non-disclosure elements.
Oh, don't worry. No one listens to this show.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, don't worry. Like nobody listens to it. Don't worry.
You can say anything you want.
Oh yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna, totally share it and everything like that. Exactly your line,
Except for Joey is a total idiot. I'll mute you.
Well, what I can say is that I go to different sites. Depending on what site I'm on, it's either a hands-off diversionary method or it's hands-on with where I can do real hard takedowns. So, and I'm not going to say what site I'm on now.
When I go to different sites, it's sometimes hands-on with some hard-on take-on downs.
Okay, did you just say it's hands-on with a hard-on takedown?
I don't know what I said.
More like we have very different jobs here.
I'm really good at comedy and terrible at life.
Fair enough. But yeah, some sites are a lot more fun than others. Some I just get to watch where it's strictly observe and report. Others are a little bit more physically challenging. Some are fun, some are less fun. So, but you can always make your own fun. So no matter what kind of site I'm on, I'm going to be having a good time.
Right on. So make sure you're on Imogen's good site.
Not saying what's what, but if I'm wearing a stab vest, I'm probably going to be having a good time. So
can you give us any of the results from this weekend's Punch Fest in Victoria that you're photographing?
Actually, this weekend, provincial boxing championships are being held in Vancouver. I'm not shooting that one, but I do. Some of the athletes that I follow, like Tara Smith, she is just on fire. She is so entertaining to watch. She's competing for championships, and who the hell else? Sorry, I just came off an altercation a second ago and just bounced out to buzz in. So I'm losing track of names at the moment for who's actually doing that because that is a whole other gear. But yeah, no, Tara Smith is competing for provincial champions through Island Boxing. And seriously, of everyone, I've shot a lot of fighters over the years, and I have never seen more champions come out of a place than out of Island Boxing or Island MMA. Like, those guys know what they're doing. They've got seriously impressive coaches who make impressive fighters. They breed champions there. So like anytime you see Island Boxing on a fight card or Island MMA on a fight card, just buy a ticket and watch it.
Nice.
Definitely some of the most entertaining fighters I've ever shot. So
I hope I get to fight them someday.
Well, if you get Mouthy in the right place, then you will. So
well, in the spirit of martial arts, I'm sure a fun fight can be arranged. We have boxers at a boxing school in Quesnel that's doing very well, and they put on some really good fights, and some of their fighters are pretty good. And so there's a culture of boxing in Quesnel, and sometimes over the years, people who I'm playing around with and play fighting with and sparring with are boxers, and they're always, being a Wing Chun Kung Fu guy, they're always the ones that I find are a little harder to deal with because they face you more than everyone else does. And I can play that, I can win that game nonetheless, but they actually present themselves. They take the shortcut. The shortest way to you is a straight line, and a lot of boxers are good at that. So, and a lot of them practice. That's what Sifu Kaufman was saying this week too, is a lot of them train fighting, so they're really good at it. And,
absolutely.
Fun to watch that stuff.
Boxing has a certain directness, and there's just something absolutely beautiful about that. Like, there's a weird artistry to it that is commonly underappreciated. Like, I've got a soft spot for boxing. It's always been my go-to. Like, ever since I was a kid, that was the one that I was into. Was just, I like the directness. I like the straightforward element of it, but there's a subtlety to it. Like, there's an absolute science behind it. So I'm a fan.
Make sure everyone checks out Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude, Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude channel on YouTube, where you can find the show streaming, uploading. But you can also find my last talk with Seafood Kaufman. Seafood John Kaufman in Hong Kong. He's my latest teacher, and he's amazing. He'll talk to you a lot about mind-body connection. Frankie McDonald, how can the people find you on the world of the internet?
My Twitter is at Frankie MacD. My Facebook is Frankie MacDonald. My Instagram is Frankie MacD1984. My TikTok is Frankie Down1984. My platform is Frank Down1984. My Twitch is Frank Down1984. My Snapchat is FrankieMacDonald. And my LinkedIn is Frankie MacDonald. And my YouTube channel, Stocks and Wolves. Best luck to you. I'm Frank Down. You're listening to Comedian Plus Meteorology. Weather Report. With Joey Only on every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Time every Thursday night.
And that was the voice of Frankie McDonald, and I am Joey Only.
Joey, you toad. You know where to find me. www.imogen.in. I am also the founder of Venerate Supplements and the powerhouse behind Malabulgia Creative. I do photography, graphic design, and blah, 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 blah. All sorts of stuff. Check my website, imogen.in, and you'll find the whole rundown of all the crazy snacks that I'm up to. Catch y'all on the show.
You've been hearing us on C4 88.7 FM or CKUW 95.9 FM or Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Tonight we had on Pete Galenko. We had on Gabriel Berardo. Happy birthday, 19th birthday to him.
That I look like Abraham Lincoln recently with the beard. And I want to look like Drake.
In Southern Ontario, Pete wasn't in Colorado this week. He was in Pennsylvania celebrating Thanksgiving because he loves Thanksgiving. And we have Brandon Houck down in Brooks, Alberta.
That'd be because I'm on the radio right now. And I tend to get sexier by the time I go on the air. So that's how it works here.
He's the man at 105.7 FM, Real Country Radio, and Frankie McDonald.
What is your favorite temperature? What is a perfect temperature?
180 degrees.
And Imogen Cookie Bailey, who's out on the beat fighting crime.
Register as meat rain.
When the storm hits, take caution and don't watch your partner. Have your packs lights ready as well. Storm severe winds and rainstorms in Nova Scotia Friday on the 1st, November 13th. They will also affect Newfoundland and New Brunswick as well. Best luck, yes, for Nova Scotia. Be prepared for a powerful storm. For Nova Scotia on Friday, November 1st, 2013. Take care, stay safe. Don't get caught in the storm, be safe.